Hey, how's it going? Thanks for clicking on the video. Today's story is about the time me and my friends smoked resin. Honestly, this was more so an era than I would like to admit. Definitely not one time, definitely not twice, more so than 3 times, okay? Me and my friends were some degenerates. This happened, I want to say around like 9th grade, man. I was a freshie. It was hard to get weed. No one wants to sell you weed when you're a kid, bro. 16 years old, go fuck yourself, okay? I'm not selling you shit. But me being the fiend at that age, I had to do something. Something had to happen. Connections had to be made there. So the day starts off like anything else, I'm going to school and I'm just holding out to lunch because that's when me and my friends always make the plans to link. And eventually after like a couple hours, my lunch period comes around. I had lunch pretty early, I remember, at this school career, if you want to put it that way. And so it didn't give me much wiggle room to plan stuff. However, it did help solidify plans for later on in the day. It would give you something to look forward to afterwards. And so, eventually lunch rolls around and I get my food and I sit down at the table and me and my friends are all chatting. We're all trying to figure out what we're going to do. Some of my friends have to work after school, so they're not going to be able to link. A couple of my other friends, they're doing whatever the hell they want to do. I don't know. But key point is me and my friend, I'm going to give him the name Jared. I don't remember what name I gave him previous. Same guy that hosted the smoke sesh that I talk about in the grandiose smoke sesh. I'm going to link that video right here. Please click on it, man. You don't have to. You'll kind of understand this video anyway, but it's still a fun one. So same guy. So me and Jared, we're talking and he's like, hey man, do you want to come over to my house later and we'll smoke or something? I've got nothing to do. It's a weekend. Come through. I was like, bet. I'm totally down. Me and Jared always talked on Xbox Live and shit. So going over to his house was awesome. He would have Skyrim on the Xbox. We'd get stoned as fuck, play Skyrim. He had a computer that was kind of shitty, but it would run some stuff. I don't even remember what he would play on there, but he would always be on there. It would just be a good time. So me and Jared decide, okay, we're gonna link up. And the best part about this is not only did he have a spot to sesh at, his parents were cool, and his dad sold him weed for free, okay? That was a big deal back in the day, even if it was big mid. Still, it was, I don't know why. I don't know any guy that would sell his kid weed at 16 years old, but this dude was kind of for it, so I was cool with it. I don't even know why I'm saying sell. He would just give it to him. He'd give him a lot too. It'd be a half ounce, given half of his shake, but when you're that age, man, a shake is a nug. You could just press that shit together in your hands and oh my god, it's a nug. It's just a little furry. And then pretty much after lunch, it's just me getting excited. I can't wait to hang out with my friend. We're gonna get high as fuck. We're gonna play video games. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna have pizza and stuff. They'd always order pizza and stuff. It was just a fun time. So I'm just waiting. So lunch ends and then the rest of the day is basically just me getting excited, getting ready to go over to this dude's house and basically get high as fuck. And of course, me, I did the classic OG move of getting off at his bus stop so that way I didn't have to ask my mom for a ride. The only thing that would suck is I didn't really bring any spare clothes to change into or anything, but it's not I was staying there for a weekend, I was just there for overnight, so it really wasn't a big deal. So like I said, we get off at his stop and we immediately beeline for his room. The one thing, which was honestly the funniest and weirdest rule ever, the unspoken rule of the house, is we had to wait until this guy's little brother went to sleep. Not his parents, not a grandparent, a younger child, younger than him. We have to wait for his blessing to smoke this shit, right? So the entire time we're there, we're just playing Skyrim, not necessarily fiending, but we're holy fuck, I hope this kid took some NyQuil today because I'm really trying to get to it. How little kids are, they're energetic, so this kid's bouncing off the walls until 11 p.m, bro. I remember it was late as fuck. So 11 o'clock comes around and we're kind of peeking out to the hallway, seeing if his little brother's asleep. His bedroom was right next to his, so we would see the light off and we would know it's time to go, And eventually that happens and we're getting all excited. We're fuck yeah, let's go. And then my friend Jared's all right, let me go ask my dad real quick. I'll be right back. I'm bet, I'll just chill up here, keep playing Skyrim. So I'm playing Skyrim and I remember it was 15 minutes, right? And I was just damn, usually it doesn't take him this long. I don't know what gives. And eventually I hear his footsteps up the stairs and he rounds the corner, he gets back to his room and he opens up his door and I don't see anything in his hands. I'm oh, did he put it in his pants or something? He wanted to hide it? I don't know. And he kind of he doesn't look pissed, but he looks kind of disappointed. I'm oh, what's up? And he's oh, my dad didn't really have anything today. Usually he does, but I guess he was dry. And I was oh shit. And I felt my stomach kind of dropped for a second. And with this new information, we went straight back to the drawing board, baby. Okay, we're fuck. Not only do we not have weed now, we're also in the age range of where no one's gonna sell it to us, and if they wanted to, we're so far in the sticks that I doubt anyone would even bother trying to get out here. This guy, he lived kind of close to the city, but out far enough to the point where it was kind of a pain in the ass to get to. It was all one road. There wasn't a lot of turns, but it's just distance, man. Okay, where I live, it's all distance, bro. It's hills and distance. So as the conversation carried on, it kind of looked bleaker and bleaker until the word resin was brought up and everyone's spirits got lifted, man. Both of us started smiling. I forgot who brought it up, but whoever did saved the sesh, man, because we were just instantly plotting on what to scrape it out of. So for those of those of you who don't know what resin is really quick, let me educate you on this disgusting material. It's basically what is left over in apparatus that you use to smoke weed, right? You combust the plant material and it all gets put into smoke, you inhale it, you have fun. But then there's this black sticky goop that gets left over in your little piece that you can scrape out, put it back in the bowl, and watch that bitch bubble when you light that back up. And unfortunately, you can inhale it again and get high. It's really disgusting, okay? I do not recommend it. It's really bad for your lungs. Probably gives you 15 different strains of cancer and COVID. Like, who knows, right? But me and my friend were just fiending so bad, man. We wanted to get stoned so bad. We couldn't have just gotten a fucking hobby. You know, we couldn't have been productive human beings. We couldn't have been, like, studying calculus and, like, getting our SAT scores and all that fucking stupid shit. No, we're out here smoking black goop. And so we're kind of just deciding at this point, like the intellectuals that we are, whether we're going to scrape out of the bong down stem or if we're going to stick to the air-dried pipe. And we both kind of go towards the pipe because the bong down stem seems like a bitch to clean out of, and also it's kind of wet and gross. I don't know if that would be good resin to smoke. So my friend, he gets his pipe and he's just going to town, right? He gets his classic handy-dandy little paper clip and he's going to town on that bowl. And I'm just watching. I'm still playing Skyrim, bro. I'm Fusro dying people. I'm stealing stuff. I'm getting in trouble and I'm getting pissed off when I get in trouble because I didn't realize the guard saw me or whatever. I'm just having my fun. He's doing that. And it takes a while, right? Because I don't know how your friends were in high school, but my friends would never fucking clean their pieces whatsoever, okay? I think I was the only person back in the day at that age that would clean whatever the fuck they had. Not that I really had anything to smoke out of. I had like a shitty little pipe back then, but I would still try to clean that, you know what I mean? I'd still try to go through with that. I didn't have ISO back in the day, but you know, I'd mind pick it too. So eventually he gets all this. I remember it was fucking gross looking back on it. It makes me like gag. Like, I don't know why. It doesn't have a burnt hair smell, but it triggers the same gag reflex that smell does for me, if that makes sense at all. I might have just sounded like a fucking weirdo for saying that, but it's accurate, okay? It was all on this tray, and if you ever put this on a rolling tray, it ruins your rolling tray too, okay? Don't do it. But he has it all on this tray, and it's just this black mass, almost identifiable. It looks like something you pull out an oil well, you know what I mean? Like, it literally looks like oil. And I'm like getting excited, bro, because this is the good shit, right? This is the fucking mwah. This is the stuff that's really gonna get you where you want to go. And so like, all right, like, let's fucking put it in the bowl. We're gonna smoke it out of the bowl. And they're like, oh, let's smoke out of the bong. So we're like, fucking yeah, we're gonna smoke out of the bong because it makes it cooler. It doesn't hurt as harsh. And honestly, it stacks the smoke. I'm really trying not to throw up telling the story right now. I actually had to take a break just a second ago. But so we throw this fucking disgusting black mass into the bowl, into the bong, and we start lighting this thing up. And the way resin burns is something iconic, right? It also fucks up any sort of like clothing that you might have on or like rug nearby because it bubbles and it splatters, right? This black goop, it will start melting and then it bubbles and it like starts getting a hiss to it and like a little sizzle, and it milks, bro, and it's disgusting. It tastes horrible. Half the time it gives you a fucking headache afterwards. You're just putting in like every carcinogen that God has created himself into your body. And so my friend is taking that rip, you know, I'm seeing that shit sizzle and my mouth is watering over it. I'm like, oh, fucking, I can't wait for it. He finishes up his head and he starts dying, of course. His mind's probably being split in half with how bad of a headache he's getting off it. He hands it to me. And so I go to hit it, right? And I have to torch this fucking thing. There's one thing about resin is that you're going to be inhaling a lot of butane along with those fucking carcinogens, okay? Because it takes a while to keep this shit up, but once she goes, she rolls. And so I'm hitting it, and eventually it starts milking up, and I can see the oil start bubbling again. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, this is going to be lit. And I take the entire hit, and I hold it for a second. I can't hold it that long, bro. It tastes like I just breathed in California's air, bro. It's fucking wildfire in my lungs. I blow that shit out. I'm coughing. I'm damn near throwing up. I think my friend throws up at one point. This is how bad this shit is. And that's how you know your body should not be doing this shit. And I'm just watching him throw up, coughing my lungs out, trying to grasp back onto reality, right? And I'm getting fucking stoned as shit. If anyone tells you that you can't get high off smoking resin, they're lying, okay? Just don't do it because it's just bad. It's bad for you. It's bad etiquette. It makes you look like it does make you a tweaker. You are a tweaker if you smoke resin, and you should go get some help. I should have gotten help at this point in my life, but I phased out of it, okay? We don't smoke resin anymore. And so me and my friend, we're both just getting high off this shit, and we're just taking rip after rip after rip of this stuff. The worst part about resin, bro, is when you wake up the day after you feel a mass in your lungs, which we sure as fuck felt. Basically, the rest of the night is us just getting high as fuck off this resin and passing the fuck out. The next day, I wake up in a daze damn near. I smell, my clothes probably smell like a tarmac. The whole room still had like a really strong stale smell of smoke. It was just not pleasant, man. I remember putting on a fuck ton of my friend's cologne, trying to hide it from myself. I damn near wanted to take a shower in his bathroom, but I don't know. I always felt weird about using people's bathrooms like that as a kid, so I didn't do it. I toughed it out, and I had my mom pick me up the next day. Thank God she didn't know that day, man. I don't know how I got away with it. I'm also surprised that I still have lungs that function, because I should honestly be dead with how much of that shit I've smoked. I couldn't even tell you how much we went through of it. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you guys for too much longer. I've already kept you for like 13 or 12 minutes. I don't even know how long this video is going to be. Thank you so much for clicking on it. Have a good one.